The Tunguska event, the day the sky exploded. Imagine a quiet summer morning in the heart of Siberia, where the air is thick with the scent of pine and the only sounds are the rustle of leaves and the distant call of a bird. It's June 30th, 1908, just past 7 a.m., when the sky suddenly splits open. A blinding fireball streaks across the horizon, brighter than the sun, trailing a roar that shakes the earth. Then, an explosion, a deafening blast that flattens trees for miles, sends shockwaves rippling across continents, and lights up the night sky as far away as London. In an instant, over 2,000 square kilometers of wilderness become a graveyard of splintered trunks, yet no crater scars the ground, no meteorite lies in the rubble. This is the Tunguska event, a cosmic mystery that defies explanation, a moment when the heavens seem to wage war on Earth. Was it a rock from space, a freak of nature, or something stranger, something we're still too afraid to name? Welcome to Darker Unveiled, where we chase the shadows of the unknown. If you're ready to step into a story that'll haunt your dreams, hit that subscribe button, and let's journey to the edge of the world. A land of silence and secrets. To understand Tunguska, we need to know where it happened. Picture Siberia, a vast, untamed expanse in Russia's heart, stretching from frozen tundra to dense taiga forests. In 1908, it's a land of exile and isolation, home to scattered indigenous Evenki tribes who hunt reindeer and whisper tales of spirits in the trees. The stony Tunguska River winds through this wilderness, its banks lined with pines and birches, a place so remote that maps barely mark it. The nearest town, Vanavara, is 65 kilometers away, a trading post of wooden huts and fur trappers where news travels by horse or not at all. This is no bustling hub. It's a forgotten corner where time moves slow until that morning, when the sky decides to scream. The Evenki call it a sacred land, watched by gods like Ogdi, the thunder deity. After June 30th, they'll say Ogdi was angry, and they might not be wrong. The day the world shook. It begins like any other day. In Vanavara, traders sip tea by the river, their dogs dozing in the sun. Across the taiga, Evenki herders tend their flocks, the air still and warm. Then, at 7:14 a.m. local time, everything changes. A streak of fire slashes the sky from southeast to northwest, a blazing arrow that turns dawn into noon. Witnesses, those close enough to see, yet far enough to survive, freeze in awe. Semyon Semyonov, a farmer in Vanavara, later recalls it. I was sitting on my porch when the northern sky split in two. A great flame covered it, and I felt heat on my face like my shirt would burn. Seconds later, the sound hits a thunderclap so loud it knocks him off his chair, shatters windows, and sends horses bolting in panic. Further north, an Evenki man, Akulina, watches from her camp. The sky glowed, and a wind came, hot and fierce, throwing me to the ground. The trees bent like reeds. Then the blast, a force estimated at 10 to 15 megatons, 1,000 times stronger than Hiroshima. It flattens 80 million trees across 2,150 square kilometers, their trunks splayed outward like matchsticks from an unseen center. The ground trembles. Seismic stations in Irkutsk, 900 kilometers away, scribble jagged lines. Barometers twitch in England. That night, Europe marvels at a strange glow. You could read newspapers at midnight in London, 5,000 miles from the epicenter. Something massive has struck Siberia, but what? The first to see the ruins. In the chaos, no one rushes to investigate. Vanavara's traders huddle in fear, whispering of Judgment Day. The Evenki retreat deeper into the forest, convinced the gods have cursed the land. Days pass before anyone dares approach. A local merchant, Ivan Pavlovich, braves the trek a week later, expecting a meteorite crater like the one in Arizona. He finds no hole, just devastation. Trees lie in a radial pattern, stripped of branches, their tops pointing away from a central point near the Tunguska River. The ground is scorched but intact, no fragments, no smoking rock. It was like a giant hand swept everything flat, he writes in a letter. The Evenki avoid it, calling it a forbidden zone where spirits now roam. Rumors spread. A star fell, a volcano erupted, the end began. But Russia's government, distracted by unrest, pays little mind. The site sits untouched, a silent monument to whatever tore through it, waiting for someone to ask why. The quest for answers begins. It's not until 1921 that the world takes notice. Russia's reeling from revolution, but a scientist named Leonid Kulik hears the tales and smells a discovery. A mineralogist with a bushy beard and a stubborn streak, Kulik convinces the Soviet Academy of Sciences to fund an expedition. He's chasing a meteorite, a prize to rival Arizona's Canyon Diablo, rich with iron and prestige. In spring 1921, he arrives in Vanavara, interviewing survivors whose stories chill his blood. The heat came first, then a bang like cannon fire, one tells him. The river boiled for a moment. Kulik treks north with a small team, slogging through swamps and mosquitoes until he reaches the blast zone. He's awestruck, a sea of fallen trees, some charred, others snapped like twigs, all radiating from a boggy epicenter. He digs, expecting metal or stone, but finds nothing, just soil and roots. "Where's the crater?" he mutters, pacing the site. He returns in 1927, armed with better gear and aerial photos snapped from a rickety plane. The images stun him, a butterfly-shaped scar, 50 kilometers wide, with no impact pit. Kulik's hooked, spending years chasing clues, convinced a meteor struck but vaporized on entry. His obsession births a legend, and a question that won't die. The meteor theory takes root. By the 1930s, Kulik's meteor idea gains traction. Scientists nod. It fits the fireball, the blast, the lack of a crater. They call it an airburst. A stony asteroid or comet, maybe 50, 100 meters wide, screaming in at 15 kilometers per second. At 5, 10 kilometers up, it explodes, releasing energy that flattens the forest but leaves no hole. The heat burns trees. The shockwave does the rest. Eyewitnesses back it up. A fiery streak, not a crash. In 1946, Soviet physicist Vasily Fesenkov calculates it, a 100,000-ton rock disintegrating mid-air. It's neat, logical, but nagging doubts linger. Why no fragments? Even airbursts like Chelyabinsk in 2013 left debris. Kulik finds microscopic silicate spheres in the soil hinting at cosmic dust, but it's thin evidence. The Evenki scoff, no rock could wield such wrath without a trace. The meteor theory reigns, yet feels like a half-told tale. The comet hypothesis emerges. Enter the comet crowd. By the 1960s, some argued Tunguska was ice, not stone, a comet chunk, mostly water and dust, held by fragile bonds. It enters the atmosphere, heats up and blows apart, leaving no solid remains. The bright streak fits, comets glow fiercely. And the June timing aligns with the Beta Taurid meteor shower, linked to Comet Enka. In 1978, Slovak astronomer Lubor Kresak pictures it. A Taurid fragment 100 meters across, vaporizing in a flash. It explains the missing crater, the dust Kulik found, even the glowing sky's comet particles scattering sunlight. But skeptics balk. Comets are rare, the odds of one hitting Earth are slim, and the blast's power 15 megatons feels too big for ice. The debate simmers, each side digging in while the forest grows back, hiding its scars. The strange and the supernatural. Not everyone buys the space rock story. In the 1940s, Russian sci-fi writer Alexander Kazantsev spins a wild yarn. Tunguska was a spaceship, an alien craft that misfired and exploded. It's laughed off until UFO fever grips the Cold War. Some point to the orange light seen days later, the eerie symmetry of the blast. In 2004, a fringe team claims extraterrestrial metals near the site, though no one takes it seriously. Then there's Tesla, the genius inventor testing his death ray from New York, aiming at the Arctic but hitting Siberia instead. No proof, just whispers. The Evenki stick to their gods. Ogdi hurled a thunderbolt, or a firebird took revenge. These tales sound mad, but in a mystery this vast, they find an echo. What if science hasn't caught up to the truth? The nuclear twist. Here's a darker twist. A natural nuclear explosion. In 1973, physicists A. Jackson and Michael Ryan propose a chunk of antimatter, a cosmic rarity struck Earth. Matter meets antimatter, and boom, pure energy, no debris. It fits the blast, the glow, the lack of a crater. Others tweak it, a micro black hole piercing the planet and exiting elsewhere. No radiation scars the site, though, a fatal flaw. Still, in 2001, Russian geologist Yuri Labin finds odd quartz crystals near Tunguska, etched with patterns he calls alien tech. Mainstream science shrugs. They're natural, but the idea lingers. A flicker of the impossible in a rational world. The modern hunt. The site's not done talking. In the 1990s, Russian teams return armed with sonar and drones. They probe Lake Checo, 8 kilometers from the epicenter, a cone-shaped dent some call a crater. In 2007, Italian geophysicist Luca Gasparini argues a fragment hit there, buried under mud. Critics fire back. The lake's too old, its trees too intact. Soil samples yield more silicate beads, traces of iridium cosmic fingerprints, but no smoking gun. Expeditions falter, funding dries up. In 2013, Chelyabinsk's meteor rekindles interest, a smaller airburst caught on dashcams dropping shards. Tunguska's ghost looms larger, a puzzle unsolved. Climate data hints at a global chill post-1908. Dust veiling the sun, but it's a whisper, not a shout. Echoes across a century. So what was it? A meteor, a comet, a black hole, a god's wrath? Over 1,000 papers chase the answer, none pin it down. The Tunguska event defies us, a blast that shook the world but left no body to bury. Its powers clear 15 megatons, flattening a forest bigger than New York City. Yet its source slips through our fingers. The Evenki still shun the zone, their shamans praying to appease whatever struck. Scientists squabble, dreamers speculate, and the taiga keeps its silence. Its trees regrown but bent by memory. It's a cosmic wound, a riddle etched in splintered wood and glowing skies. Maybe it's a warning of forces we can't grasp, of a universe that doesn't explain itself. Or maybe it's simpler, a freak moment, lost to time. What do you think hit Tunguska that day? Drop your theory in the comments. And if this journey gripped you, subscribe now. Hit the bell for more mysteries that burn through the dark. Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky and wonder what's coming.